goosebumps all over my body. God, I hate this. I hate talking about this. Oh, so there's just like hella spirits in here. Like, and I'm like, she's possessed.
Count 1, 2, 3, and don't you stop the music. Get into it, won't you dance with me? Find a place and lose it. You can do it, won't you dance with me? Move your downtown, we let it go. Sunset high and I'm ready to go.
Hey y'all, what is up? It is Marissa Nicole and welcome back to my channel. Some of you may know me as my drifting desk, where I help you conquer college, and that's exactly what I guess I'm not really doing today, so I don't even know why I said that. In other news, happy Let's Talk Tuesday. If you're new here, 1, you should subscribe down below and follow me on Instagram. But 2, Let's Talk Tuesday is that time of the month. It's the first Tuesday of every month where I sit down and I chit chat with you guys about things that y'all want to talk about. Usually I ask you on my Instagram stories every Let's Talk Tuesday about what you guys want to talk about next month. So a lot of the ones that I got last month were about roommate horror stories. And so I thought I would do that because I do have a couple up my sleeve here. Okay, so the first like real roommate horror story that I have comes from my sophomore year here at Ohio State University. Ohio State does require freshmen and sophomores to live on campus, so I was dorming my sophomore year with my roommate. I only had one other roommate at the time. We went random, so that's obviously red flag number 1. Random sometimes works for people and also sometimes doesn't, and this is one of those instances where it just did not work. So we both went random, ended up with each other. Now of course there's like weird things that happened like throughout the entire like first semester, or just like we definitely did not click together in terms of personalities. We were total opposites. We did not really like get along. We never really fought, but we just did not get along. Besides all of that, I want to talk about just like the actual like horror story, the one thing that happened that made me move out. So it was probably mid-semester, our fall term, and we're just going to bed like any other night. Side note, but I usually sleep with like some sort of nightlight on, whether it's like a TV or literally a lamp, or like the bathroom doors like kind of cracked with the light on. Like I just can't sleep in the dark. I'm scared of the dark, whatever. But she slept in the dark. You know, I got over it because I'm like, I don't want to inconvenience her, so we'll sleep in the dark, and I kind of felt okay with it because there was someone else in the room, so I really didn't feel like I was gonna die, whatever. I just had to say that because you'll also see how scary this was once it happened. Let me get there. So we're going down to go to bed. I'm fast asleep. And then all of a sudden I hear this like blood curdling scream, like just screaming. And so I of course jump out of my sleep. I like sit up in my bed and my heart's going 1,000 miles an hour, and I'm like scrambling to find my phone to turn on a light because it's pitch black in here. I get my light on and I already have goosebumps getting ready to talk about this because I still remember it. It was so scary. And I turned my phone light on and I just like look over at my roommate, and this girl is just like sitting in her bed, like you're me, right? You're me, and this is her. Just like chilling, just straight chilling, staring off into whatever after she just screamed her head off. We're gonna pretend her name is Allison because my best friend's name is Allison, and we're gonna make her seem crazy because I love her. So I was like, Allison, what's wrong? What's happening? And she just, I'm like, Allison, what is happening? And I'm like freaking out because obviously I'm hearing screaming. I'm like looking around the room trying to see like is something in the room, like what the fuck is happening? And then she's like looking at the door. So because I know probably y'all are like, leave bitch, leave. She's looking like at the door to our dorm here, so I can't get out, and I'd have to go around her bed to the door, like past what she's looking at. And so I'm sitting there like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. And finally I finally was like, okay, I can't do this anymore. Like I'm getting up, and obviously I make this sound like it was like this long thing. It probably happened within like a minute where I'm like freaking out, she's not answering, and I'm like, oh my god, and I fucking leave. And so I get out of my bed and I bolt out of the dorm and I go out into the hallway, and I'm like calling my boyfriend at the time, and I was like, you have to come get me. I'm not going back into this room. I don't know what's happening. A rational person would think she's just having a nightmare maybe, and she has like night terrors or something. I don't know. But also like we've been living in this dorm for a couple months now and she's never done this. And I'm like, she's possessed. She's possessed. I gotta get the fuck out of here because I'm not fucking with that shit. And the next day I come back into the dorm and she's chilling at her desk like doing homework or whatever, and I walk in and I'm kind of like, you know, I'm like, hi. She's like, hey, like, how are you? What's up? How was class? Or like, she just acts like nothing happened. And so I'm kind of like, maybe she doesn't know. Like, maybe she doesn't remember what she was doing. She never mentioned it. So I finally was like, are you okay? And she goes, yeah, why? And I'm like, because you were screaming in your sleep last night, like blood curdling screaming. And she was like, what? And I'm like, yeah, like you just sat. I told her the whole story, and she was kind of creeped out, but also like not very nonchalant about it. She was just kind of like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'm like, if someone told me that I was like screaming in my sleep, I'd be like, damn, I'm possessed. Help me, get me an exorcist. Like, I'd be freaking out. And this girl's just like, I'm sorry. And I'm like, I'm gonna die. I'm pretty sure I stayed with my boyfriend that night too, just because I was still kind of like weary, but whatever. And then I end up coming back, and it's been like a month or so, and I'm sleeping back in the dorm again, and she does it again. And so we're sleeping, screaming. And so I wake up. And at this time, like, it's not that I've forgotten that it happened, but I low-key did. So it was just as startling where I'm like, oh my God, finding my light, shining it at her. She's sitting up in her bed, all creepily. I keep asking her, I'm like, Allison, what is happening? Like, what are you looking at? What's wrong? Like, what's going on? Goosebumps all over my body. God, I hate this. I hate talking about this. She said, do you see that? Like in that creepy, like, ugh, like little girl voice, like, ah, do you see that? And I'm like, no, I don't see anything. Like, what's happening? Like, what's going on, Allison? Like, I don't see anything. Nothing's there. And she's like, right there. Don't you see them? And I'm like, no, bitch, I don't see it. So at this time, I'm definitely not leaving the room because there's obviously something there in front of the door. I'm like, nope, I'm not leaving. I'm just gonna sit right here and die. And then she just keeps sitting there and I'm like shining light on her. I'm like, Allison, you gotta wake up. Allison, wake up. What's going on? Wake up. You gotta talk to me. Wake up. Like, I'm just like yelling at her in my bed, like completely against the corner, like as far away as I can be from her while still trying to get her to wake up. And then the creepiest thing happened. The creepiest of things. This is, ugh. So I'm gonna turn again, pretend you're me. So she's sitting in her bed talking about like, oh, do you see those? She's pointing at the door, whatever, and I'm over here looking at her, just as you guys are looking at me. And I'm just, Allison, wake up, Allison, wake up. And she goes, I'm not shitting you, that I shit myself. Obviously didn't really do that, but like my whole heart was like, in my stomach was out of my mouth. Like, I genuinely thought this girl was going to just start attacking me or do one of those like jump on the ceilings, like I was picturing every scary movie I've ever seen in my entire life, and I thought I was gonna die, period. And I just bolted out. I was like, I don't care if there's something in front of the door, like something's gonna kill me, I gotta like try. I'm gonna die either way, so let me just go this way. So I literally bolt out of the room again, and I call my boyfriend again. He comes and gets me, literally possessed. She has to be possessed. Like, she's seeing things, which, oh, I even forgot to say that. When she did finally answer me, when I was like, what are you seeing? And she was saying that they were like the spirit orbs that like you sometimes would see in like pictures and stuff. Like, I don't know if you guys ever look up like scary stuff like that. Like, you see those little like circles that would like pop up in old pictures, and that people used to think those were like little spirit orbs. I don't know what to call them, but like that's what she was seeing in our room. And I was like, oh, so there's just like hella spirits in here, like great. So that was freaking me out. But then she looked at me and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna run through the spirit orbs. Like, that's what I gotta do at this point. So I ran through the spirit orbs, ran outside, boyfriend came to get me, and I kid you not, the next day I got my things and I moved out. I'm not even joking. Because my boyfriend had an apartment at the time, I moved in with him, and I was like, no, I'm not doing this. I never brought it back up to her because, like, again, I could be overthinking this, but she was so nonchalant about it the first time. So I was like, if she really is possessed, like, would it have like consciousness? Would it know that like I know, and then does it have to like kill me? You know what I mean? I'm like, I'm going down all these rabbit holes. I'm like, la 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 la, I don't know anything. Like, this never happened. I'm just like, oh, I'm moving with my boyfriend. Like, bye. Like, I just left. So like, I really did not go back to that dorm, maybe like once or twice, and then finally I move out at the end of the year, and I just was like so distraught, like living through this, and like I still don't like talking about it, but I thought that I would share that with you guys. From here, I really have not talked to her since. We don't follow each other on social medias or anything. I haven't seen her on campus. And so like, if you're watching this video for whatever reason, girl, like literally no hard feelings, but I thought I was gonna die and I was very scared. And that might be like a regular normal thing for you. Like, you just get night terrors, you get nightmares, whatever. But like, I have never experienced that in my life. I've never seen that in my life other than in scary movies. And so like, it was scary, okay? But like, genuinely, like, it's not like I hold hard feelings against her. Like, this was one of those, like, I called the cops, my roommate, this girl was robbing me and stealing from me. Like, nothing was wrong with her. Like, she was a nice roommate. Like, we never fought. We just really didn't get along, and then that stuff happened. So like, there's nothing wrong with her. I just thought I would share this story with you because it's literally like cringy, like skin crawly, and it's crazy. And sometimes I forget that it happened because it was so long ago and I try to forget it. And so I'm like, maybe I should like document this and like, let's talk about it, save it on my channel, because this needs to live on forever, I guess. I hope that was everything that you wanted and more out of this roommate horror story video. If you have roommate horror stories, please share them down below because I'm curious. I want to know, is like mine like top tier, or do you have some that trump me? Like, let me know, let me hear them. Kitty has a lot of roommate horror stories about me. Not really. But I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe down below and turn on your post notifications, that way you never miss a video. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram because today, in a little bit from when you're watching this, I'm going to be posting on my stories what you guys want to talk about next month. So definitely down below, let me know what you guys want to talk about. But thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!
Downtown we let it go. Sunset high and our bodies low. Blood rush in a hazy glow. My hands, your bones. Loose up, we stop the music.